sê hoe laat het u by Kelly se is aangekom?
Ik weet niet wat het is, was het gebeurd. Ik weet niet of het aangekomen is, want ik heb niet wat gehad.
I don't know what time I reached Kelly's house because I didn't have a watch at that stage,
Ik heb niet wat bereikt.
and also not to watch at home.
But if you don't have a watch at home, how did you know that it was 7:30 that you got up, according to 8 that you went to Ayanda's place, 8 o'clock that you got there?
As u nie 'n watch by u huis gehad het nie, hoe kon u uitmaak dat u by 7 uur opgestaan het, 7:15 as u na Ayanda toe?
Die werkers wat Ayanda gehad, wat ik tijd gehad, dat ik weet hoe laat was het geweest van Ayanda voor alle gevouwen laat te zetten.
The people assisting Ayanda had time. That's how I know, because Ayanda asked them what the time was and then they gave him.
But that worker for Ayanda, wasn't that your house?
Maar die werker was nie by huis gewees nie.
You said the worker at Ayanda's work at the car wash, he had a way of telling the time, and what I'm putting to, and so you're telling the court that's how you knew it was 8 o'clock and what time you left there. I'm asking you, when you were at home and you said you woke up at 7:30, you said you didn't have a watch. The worker for Ayanda, wasn't that your house, was it?
She never spoke about the worker singular. She used the term workers, plural.
Plural.
And she never spoke about a watch with the workers. She said they had time. So I've been cautioning about being precise with the witness. Let us be precise. If it's one person or were there more persons, etc. Some people don't even nowadays refer to a watch for time. They might find it from a cell phone or a smartphone. So, can you please rephrase the question and be precise?
Thank you, my lord. I'll do that. I heard werker is plural, but I'll confirm.
I heard workers,
Yes.
plural, and that they had time.
Thank you, my lord.
That's what I heard.
Thank you, my lord.
And I'm listening to the interpreter. I'm also listening to the Afrikaans, but the record that I have to rely on,
Is the English.
that's the record in English, that's the language.
Thank you, my lord.
Record. If there's any major discrepancy, I would bring the interpreter's attention to it, that I understood it differently. And if counsel believe that the interpretation is incorrect, then let's correct it right there and then, so that we don't have misunderstandings afterwards.
Thank you, my lord.
You will understand that the importance of this witness cuts both ways. A, the witness seemed to, on the face of it, implicate the accused. Secondly, I have to decide at the end of the case whether I should grant this witness indemnity or not. So I want to be sure that what I hear and what I note is precise. I don't want to make mistakes. Or at least I want to limit the possibility of me making mistakes as far as I can.
Thank you, my lord. Can the interpreter just interpret that to her now?
So, let me clarify it. I'm going to take you back, and then we're going to get to when you went to Ayanda, and then with the workers. When you got up in the morning,
Toe u opstaan die oggend,
you told us it was about 7 o'clock.
u het gesê was ongeveer by 7 uur.
If you didn't have a watch, nor a watch at home.
U het nie 'n horlosie gehad nie, ook nie by die huis nie.
How did you estimate the time?
Hoe kon u hierdie tyd van besluit neem?
Dus ek gesê het, Ayanda se werk en vir hom jaar by Kawas het gekom. Toe Ayanda vir die vrou laat gesit. Toe hulle gesê dit is 7 o'clock. Dat ek weet, dit is 7 o'clock gewees.
I said, my Lord, the workers assisting Ayanda came there, and then Ayanda asked from them what the time it is. That's when they said it's about 7 o'clock. That's how I became to know it was 7 o'clock.
Did they leave with Ayanda to the car wash?
As hulle met Ayanda weg na die car wash,
Presies, my Lord.
The workers,
die
did
werkers,
they leave with Ayanda when he went to the car wash, or did Ayanda leave on his own?
as hulle met Ayanda na die car wash, of as Ayanda op sy eie na die car wash.
Hulle is sonder Ayanda Kawas, so Ayanda was op reis gewees.
They went to the car wash alone. Ayanda was still at home.
Hulle het die Kawas toestawers voorvat.
They took the car wash equipment, the tools to the car wash.
Then you told us Ayanda left around 7:30.
U het toe gesê Ayanda toe die huis verlaat so by 7:30.
Dis correct, my Lord.
How did you guess that time?
Hoe kon u hierdie tyd skat?
Want hulle het weet hulle kom van Kawas af, toe kom hulle weet met die ander voet kom al die Kawas, toe Ayanda weet van een vrou laat, so hulle sal alles invaltyd.
Because they came back to come fetch other tools and equipment, dear Lord. That's when Ayanda asked them again what time it was, and then they said it was 7:30. It was time to start working.
Did Ayanda then leave with them to the car wash?
As Ayanda toe weg met hulle na die car wash.
Dis correct, my Lord.
And now they have left. You are now going to prepare the food.
Hulle is toe weg. U gaan nou begin om die kos reg te maak.
Dis correct, my Lord.
And you told us the preparation of the food would have taken about half an hour.
U het toe gesê om kos te maak sou u 1 halfuur neem.
Dis correct, my Lord.
But you also told us that you left at approximately 7:45.
Maar u het ook
to
gesê
the car wash.
u het die huis verlaat so by 7:15.
Dis correct, my Lord.
Can you explain those times?
Kan u hierdie tyd dan verduidelik?
Tyd wat ek geloop het van huis af, dat ek by aflewings gemaak het, is nou tyd dat ek geloop het van huis af, my Lord.
The time when I left the house, my Lord, that was my own assumption about the time that I left my house.
Right, Mr. Aronson. So now she gets to people with time again.
Thank you. I just want to still clarify.
Yeah.
When you
can
say,
clarify.
we're not talking about workers. There's a plural. There's more than one worker for Ayanda.
As
Was it 2 or 3 or 4?
u praat van werkers, is dit minus eer in die meervoud. Was dit 1, 2, 3 of 4 of meer?
Dit was net 2 bewakers gewees, 2 werkers gewees.
2 workers, my Lord.
And if I understand you correctly, they came to Ayanda's house, to your house. They went to work and they came back, and then Ayanda went back with them again to car wash.
U het gesê hulle was by sy huis gewees, hulle is toe car wash toe. Hulle kom weer terug, toe's Ayanda toe met hulle car wash toe.
Dis correct, my Lord.
That's correct?
Thank you. So that's how you knew that you left the car wash to go back home. Let me rephrase that. You were at Ayanda's car wash. You said you got there at 8 o'clock.
U was by Ayanda se car wash. U sê die car wash verlaat so by 8:00.
Dis correct, my Lord.
And you spent some time there.
U daar aangekom by 8:00, so 'n tyd daar vertoef.
Dis correct, my Lord.
Did you look or ask anybody what the time was when you left to go back home?
Toe u nou toe huis toe gaan, het u vir enige persoon gevra hoe laat die tyd sou wees?
Dis correct, my lord.
And what was that time?
Wat was die tyd gewees?
Dit was kwart oor 8 geweest. Kwart oor 8 was het geweest vanuit van Kawas afgeroepen, my lord. Kwart oor.
Quarter past 8, my lord.
Right. So when you got to Kelly's house, you had no way of telling what time it was.
Toe u by Kelly se huis kom, het u geen manier gehad om te sê of uit te vind hoe laat, of om te sê hoe laat dit was nie.
Dis correct, my lord.
Then your evidence went further, and as you walked past the rocks and you went to Kelly's house, and then your evidence led that you saw something. But I'm going to put it to you. You said to this court, on your way to Kelly's house, you saw and I wrote it down, you saw a spearder bakkie.
U sê toe verder toe u na Kelly se huis toe op pad was, het u toe 'n speurder bakkie gesien.
Dis correct. Maar die tyd wat ek na Kelly se huis aankom te hoor, die gesprek,
When I arrived at Kelly's house, then I heard about I heard the conversation.
I'm not there yet. I'm not just wait. I'm
Hoe daar
asking
nie.
okay, so nou.
you still walking to Kelly's house and
U
you're
stap nog
carrying
na
both
Kelly
your
se huis toe,
children.
waar u by die kinders gedraai het.
That's correct, my lord.
And you recall giving evidence and say you saw a bakkie, and then you refer to it as a spearder bakkie.
Kan u onthou dat u melding gemaak het van 'n bakkie, waar u so gesê het dis 'n speurder bakkie?
That's correct, my lord.
So what I want to ask you is, can you recall what this bakkie looked like? Color? Was it plain bakkie? Did it have colors on, different colors? Can you recall what?
Wat ek vir u wil vra oor die bakkie was dit met meer een kleur. Wat kan u op dat dan beskryf?
Dit was 'n wit bakkie geweest.
White bakkie.
En bo die bakkie was sulke goed wat oorkom. Ek weet nou nie hoe bedoel, hoe kan jy sê nie met dit.
On top of the bakkie, the witness demonstrates with the head to the back. There was stuff on top of the bakkie.
Let's get a better description.
Did the bakkie have a canopy?
Het die bakkie 'n kap aangehad?
Nee, my lord.
So the things that you described that were going to the back, was that on the front part of the bakkie or on the bin part of the bakkie? In other words,
Hierdie
backside of the bakkie.
goedere wat u nou aan u beskryf, was dit aan die voorkant van die bakkie of aan die agterkant van die bakkie?
Dit was agter die bakkie was daar goed agter en bo op die dak was daar ook sulke goed bo op geweest, my lord.
Kan u weer herhaal?
Agter die bakkie was daar die ander soos 'n kroon op die bakkie agter en bo op die bakkie se dak was daar ook sulke 'n blik na PPT wat dit is. Maar dit was so geweest, my lord.
At the back of the bakkie, the witness demonstrates there was something, and then at the front as well, like something like pipes.
Want dit is die eerste keer wat ek so 'n bakkie gesien het. Dit is nie my aanleiding gemaak. Dit is eerder bakkie.
It was not the first time for me to see such a bakkie. That's why I make the assumption that it is a detective's bakkie.
Ms. Lombard, just listen to the question and just answer the question.
question.
Kan u luister naar de vraag en de vraag antwoord alsjeblieft.
Okay, my lord.
I'm still busy. So, what color was the structure that was on the back of the bakkie?
Die structuur achter die bakkie, wat kleur was het geweest?
Dit was wat geweest, my lord.
Was white, my lord.
And the stuff that you describe as if it was made out of pipes, was
And-
that also at the back or was it on the front part of the bakkie?
Die structuur wat u ons beskryf het as pype, was het in die achterkant van die bakkie of waar?
Dit was aan die agterkant van die bakkie geweest, my lord.
At the back of the bakkie, my lord.
And what color was that?
Wat was hulle kleur? Wat is hulle kleur geweest?
Dit was soos, het was silwer geweest, my lord.
It was like silver, my lord.
And then the question that was actually asked of you. But there were 5 different components to the question, blended into one. Was it only white or did the bakkie have another color?
Was hierdie bakkie net wit geweest of was daar ander kleur aan die bakkie?
Daar was 'n ander kleur op aan die bakkie geweest, my lord.
There was another color on the bakkie, my lord.
And what color was that?
Watter kleur was dit geweest?
Dit was 'n silwer kleur geweest, my lord.
It was a silver color.
And where on the bakkie was that visible?
Waar op hierdie bakkie sou dit kon gesien word?
Aan die agterkant, my lord.
At the back, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Aronson.
Thank you, Lord.
Is there any relevance to this type of questioning about the bakkie? Because remember what she said further, how she determined that it was in fact a bakkie used by detectives, because they were there to come and inquire about the chicken theft on Stefanus' farm.
Yes, no, I'm aware of that, my lord. I'm getting there. I just wanted to find out, and my question to her, and she's already answered, is how did she know, why did she say it's a spearder bakkie? Now she said she made it afleiden. Now, the most important question I've got for you is, you're very sure that when you gave evidence, you were asked by the state to give evidence about what happened Sunday, and it was the 18th of February. And you've gone through a lot of detail, and we have now gone through a lot of detail as well. And you confirm that when you saw this bakkie, it was Sunday, the 18th of February.
Vraag was gevraagd aan u deur die staatsinklaar en u het ook getuig tot daaromtrent. Er was vraag gevraagd van zo plaasgevind die 18e van Februarie 2024.
That's correct, my lord.
Then you gave evidence about a man that came there
U het toe getuig van 'n man wat daar aangekom het
from the bakkie.
vanaf die bakkie.
That's correct, my lord.
So you were already at that stage at Kelly and Buddha's house with both your kids that you were carrying.
Was u al by Boeta en Kelly se huis die dag met beide kinders wat u by u gedra het?
That's correct, my lord.
Wait.
The
Just a moment. I'm going to try again to clarify. When you approached Kelly's house,
Toe u na Kelly se huis toe gestap het, op pad na Kelly se huis toe,
did you see anybody at the bakkie?
het u enige persoon by die bakkie gesien?
Nee, my lord.
When you arrived at Kelly's house, we know there was a gentleman that you saw there at some stage. Was that person there yet or not?
Toe u nou by die huis aangekom en u daar was die persoon daar al daar gewees of nie?
Die persoon was daar geweest, my lord.
The person was there, my lord.
Thank you, my lord. This person that you say that was already at Kelly's house, how do you know that he came from the bakkie?
Hierdie persoon by Kelly se huis, hoe het u geweet hy kom van die bakkie af?
Ek het nie geweet hy kom van die bakkie af nie.
I didn't know that he was coming from the bakkie.
Now, what I want to put to you is, and you gave evidence to that effect after the point that I am now. You gave evidence that this person that was there, you were convinced that it was a policeman because he was there to ask about some chicken theft. Is that correct?
U het gesê die persoon wat daar was, wat u geglo is 'n speurder, die persoon was daar om vrae te vra oor hoenderdiefstal. Is dit reg so?
That's correct, my lord.
You gave evidence to that effect.
U het so getuig.
That's correct, my lord.
Now, you see, what I wanted to ask you that I referred to earlier on, that's very important. Why do you say that which you give evidence about the bakkie, the person who came there, that spoke to Buddha about the chicken theft? Why do you say that happened on Sunday, the 18th of February?
Hierdie persoon wat sou toe na Boeta gekom het, na Boeta hulle huis toe gegaan het, volgens u, waar u so gesê is gepraat oor die hoenderdiefstal. Hoekom sou sê dit sou plaasgevind die 18de die Sondag?
Want ek het die sondagoggend omgegaan met kennis, soos was die sondag, ek het gesê was die sondagoggend gewees.
Because on the Sunday I went to Kelly's house, I am sure it was the Sunday.
You don't think you're making a mistake?
Ik dink nie dat jy fout begaan nie.
Nee, my lord.
Now, if accused one, his instructions to me, not if, his instructions to me is that the day that the detective got there with his bakkie and came to speak to accused one about chicken theft, that was Saturday the 17th.
Beskuldiging nommer 1 sou sê dat die dag toe die speurder daar aangekom het, sou die Saterdag weer die 17de van Februarie, waar ek kom praat het oor hierdie hoenderdiefstal.
Dit was gewees op sondag gewees, die sondagoggend.
It was a Sunday, the Sunday morning.
But I'm putting it to you that it was Saturday, and my client's instructions are that it was Saturday the 17th when this happened, that you gave evidence about the bakkie, the speurder, and the chicken theft.
My cliënt's instructies dat dit sou plaasgevind die Saterdag die 17de van Februarie 2024, waar hulle waar gesprek was in verband met die hoenderdiefstal.
My lord, kan ek gou explain oor dit gou?
Can I explain about that, my lord?
Hoekom ek sê dit was die sondagoggend gewees?
The reason why I say it was a Sunday morning,
Want die Saterdag aand, ek kan nie spesifiek sê hoe laat, maar dit was laat in die aand en gewees dat het donker was.
but the Saturday night, I can't recall as to what time it was, but it was already dark.
Toe ek geld gehad dat hy aan my gegee het,
I had money which was given to me by Ayanda.
en toe hy aan my vrou my tik op ek self,
Then I asked Ayanda to go and buy my take for myself.
toe ek gegaan na die Kelly's huis,
Then I went to Kelly's house.
en daarna, toe ek vir Kelly van waar is Boeta,
After that, I asked Kelly where Buta was.
toe sê Kelly vir my, maar Boeta is nog nie by die huis nie, want hy denk dat Kelly wat Boeta is, gaan op van die huis af.
Because Kelly said to me, Buta wasn't there since he left left the house.
En verder aan toe sê, noem Kelly aan my,
Then further, Kelly said to me,
dat Boeta het vir haar gesê die dag, op die dag,
Buta said to him, to her during the day,
dat hy gaan saam met vrienden na Stephanus' plaas toe.
that is going to with friends to Stephanus' farm.
Dat is hoe ek weet, dit was die sonde, want die gesprek wat ek gehoor het, was van ons as stedery.
That's why I'm saying it was a Sunday, the day when I heard about the chicken theft.
So if I'm not mistaken, or let me ask you, am I correct in making this statement? From what you told the court now, what the discussion there was between you and Kelly and what she told you, you heard that Buta had gone to Stephanus' place on Saturday evening. It was already dark. Am I understanding it correctly?
Verstaan ek nie mooi dat u was toe meegedeel van Kelly dat Buta sou met vriende na Stefanus se plaas toe gegaan het hierdie Saterdag na tot het donker geweest.
Just a moment.
Sorry.
She never said that Kelly told her Buddha left when it was already dark. What she said was she went to Kelly when it was already dark. And Kelly told her he had not returned since he had left the house. So the question to the witness
Thank you.
can be misunderstood.
Yes, thank you, my lord.
Must I, on every turn, remind counsel to be precise? Otherwise, we will be here till next year.
Let me rephrase that question.
Please.
When you got to Kelly's house, was Buddha there? You're talking
Toe-
about Saturday night.
Toe u by Kelly se huis aankom die Saterdag aan, was Boeta daar geweest?
Nee, my lord.
No.
And you said it was dark. And am I correct in saying that you heard from Kelly that Buddha had left sometime before you, or any time before you got to Kelly at her house on Saturday evening?
Dit was al donker geweest. Is ek reg om te verstaan dat u sê Kelly Boeta was al weg geweest toe u met Kelly die Saterdag aanpraat?
Ik verstaan nie. Kan ik het niet proberen herhalen?
Can you please repeat that? I don't follow you now.
Can you tell us
Dan u dan
what
vir
did
ons sê,
Kelly tell you about Buddha? When did he leave?
wat het Kelly vir u van Boeta gesê? Hoe laat is hy weg?
And where did he go?
En waarheen was hy?
Soos Kelly vir my gesê het,
As Kelly told me,
ek het vir Kelly van Kelly was, Boeta.
I asked Kelly where Boeta was.
Toe sê Kelly vir my, maar Boeta is al van die maga was, van die tyd wat Boeta geloop het van die huis, dat is Boeta weggaan. En Boeta het van Kelly gesê, en hy gaan saam met soms na sy vader se plaas toe.
From the time he left the house, Boeta has been gone. And Boeta told Kelly that he was going with friends to Stephanus' farm.
Okay.
No.
Now, the point I want to
no,
get
no,
to.
no. Question was whether Kelly told her when Buddha left. That was your question.
Yes, the answer wasn't clear. It says that he had left during the day. He had not come home yet. He had left with, Kelly said that he had left and gone to the farm with somebody.
Well, at some stage, she said that and corrected herself, but that was not the translation given. Did she tell you when on that Saturday did Buddha leave the house?
Het sy vir u gesê op daardie Saterdag wanneer hoe laat Boeta hy so verlaat het?
Nee, my lord.
No, my lord.
Did she give any indication whether it was still during the day or whether it was night already?
Het sy enige indikasie gesê was het gedurende die dag of was dit in die aand al?
Dit was die aand die wat ek by haar gewees
No,
het.
no. Did she give an indication when Buddha left?
Het sy indikasie gegee
Was
wanneer
that during the day or was it already after dark?
toe Boeta weg was dit gedurende die dag of die aand?
Dit was die dag gewees, my lord.
During the day, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Aramsa.
Thank you, my lord. The question I want to ask you, did you assume anything as to where you heard now Kelly says somebody is going to Stephanus' place? Why are you telling the court this? Did you make an assumption or offloading as you talk about what Buddha went to do at Stephanus' house?
Toe u nou gehoor het dat
Stephanus' farm, you mean?
Sorry.
dat
Stephanus' farm, you mean?
Sorry, Stephanus' farm, yeah.
toe u nou gehoor het dat Boeta na Stephanus se farm se plaas toe was, het u enige afleiding gemaak volgens wat u gesê het wat hy daar sou gaan doen het?
Nee, my lord.
Mr. Aramsa, can you just leave us one moment, please? Sorry for the interruption
Thank you,
during the lunch break. She just had to go and check on her child. So I just wanted to ensure that everything's fine at home.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you.
Ms. Lombard, let's go a bit back. I put to you,
Ek wil aan u stel,
ek het aan u gestel,
ek het aan u gestel,
that from your evidence
vanaf u getuienis,
in chief
hoof,
and from your evidence now under cross-examination,
en van u getuienis nou onder prysondervraging,
you gave evidence about the detective bakkie that was there,
u het getuig oor die speurder bakkie wat daar was,
about some chicken theft.
en van hoenderdiefstal.
That's correct, my lord.
Okay. Then I put to you that my client says
Het het aan u gestel dat my cliënt sou sê,
the day that the detective came to his house,
die dag toe die speurder na sy huis toe kom,
that was Saturday the 17th
dit was Saterdag die 17de
of February 2024.
van Februarie die jaar 2024.
Then your evidence led there. Hoekom ek sê dit is die Sondag. Then you explained why you are saying.
Mr. Harmse, with all due respect, why do you have to repeat everything that the witness said? Because then it becomes difficult for the witness to follow. Because you're giving we know she testified in chief. And you've already covered that with her to say it was on the Sunday. We've now dealt with that as to why she says it was on the Sunday. We've already put to her that it was on a Saturday. She gave this long explanation. We know that she testified, and it doesn't seem as if that's in dispute. There was some issue about questions about chicken theft. Because the only difference earlier was where you said it's your instructions that the detective came to speak about the chicken theft, and that was on Saturday the 17th. So it's common cause from your instructions as put earlier that the detective was there to ask questions about chicken theft. It was only about the day.
Yeah.
But now you're prefacing the question with this long preamble. Now, yes, sometimes one can do it. Must remember the witness we have here.
Yeah, I understand.
Is not a sophisticated witness. So break it up into small pieces if you can, bite-sized chunks, so that we don't have a long preamble, and that's why I'm getting these long-winded answers and a repetition of everything. Please, if we can we just keep it short and sweet?
Thank you.
And we get to the point. One step at a time.
I've already put to you that my client's instructions that the bakkie was there from the detective with the detective on Saturday. And my instructions further is that it was not on Sunday. So the bakkie wasn't there twice. It was there on Saturday and not on Sunday.
Instruksie van beskuldig nommer 1 sou sê dat hierdie bakkie nie 2 keer daar was nie. Die was die Saterdag gewees, maar nie die Sondag nie.
Dit was die Sondag gewees.
It was the Sunday, my lord,
bakkie daar gewees.
when the bakkie was there.
I'm putting it to you again that you are wrong. The bakkie was not there on Sunday.
Hy is verkeerd. Die bakkie was nie daar die Sondag nie.
The question is disallowed. It's been asked and answered.
Thank you, my lord. In your evidence in chief, you gave a very long explanation of what happened there.
In uw hoofgetuienis het u 'n lang verhaal gegee wat so daar plaasgevind het.
That's correct, my lord.
That the detective came to accused one, Mr. Apollo's house.
Die speler het gekom na meneer Apollo se huis.
That's correct, my lord.
That the detective asked him if he knows anything about chicken theft at
U het toe gesê
Stefanus' farm.
hierdie speler het hom gevra of hy enige kennis daarvan hoenderdiefstal op Stefanus se plaas.
That's correct, my lord.
And your evidence led that Buddha had said, no, he knows nothing about that.
U getuienis was toe verder gewees dat Boeta se antwoord was gewees, ek het nie kennis daarvan nie.
That's correct, my lord.
You say you heard that.
U het gesê u het dit gehoor.
That's correct, my lord.
Now my instructions are further.
My instruksies sal verder wees,
As I already put you, that what you gave evidence about happened on Saturday.
wat ek vir u klaar gesê het wat u van getuienis praat, sou die Saterdag plaasgevind het.
And my client will agree that there was a detective, but not on Sunday, on Saturday, that he did get out of the bakkie, he did come to his house, he did speak to him about chicken theft.
Beskuldigde sal saam met die saamstem dat hy daar was, maar die Saterdag dat hy wel die bakkie het geklim het, na hom toe gekom het en gepraat oor 'n hoenderdiefstal.
And then he left with the detective, back to the detective's bakkie.
Hy is toe weg met die speler na sy bakkie.
So, how many, so what's the question?
My question is coming now. Your evidence in chief doesn't say that, although we differ as to which day this place, your evidence in chief doesn't say that my client went back to the bakkie with the detective, other than
No, Mr. Adams.
no,
You're
no,
wrong.
I'm trying to get to the 30 minutes.
Unless my
evidence-
notes are again wrong.
Yes, evidence was 30 minutes
Because-
and talking at the bakkie.
No. When you say that she said he didn't leave to the bakkie, she in fact said that Buddha went with him to the bakkie.
That's correct, Mama. I'm trying to get after that. Sorry, I misstated it. He went back with
No,
him.
you misstated it.
Yeah.
So let's deal with it piecemeal. There's nothing on what you've now, the long preamble, except for the day. And we've dealt with that. You've put your instructions, it was the Saturday. Nothing new. All of that's been covered. Then you put it in the same set of facts that she said that Buddha didn't accompany. But she in fact said, she said he did.
I concede that, my lord.
So just scratch that and start over with that question.
I'll put something else.
You see, Mr. Arms, what I do? I don't know whether you saw what I'm doing.
No, no.
I'm writing here. And if I'm unsure, I'm paging the book. And then I'm looking at my notes. You would have seen that whilst you were busy, I'm putting flags.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this all the time. So I'm cross-checking on my notes whether the factual situation as put to the witness was in fact the evidence as I noted. And I know it's difficult when you're on your feet and cross-examining to cross-check.
Well, I'm quite clear of my instructions, my lord.
Yeah, no, your instructions are clear.
Yeah. I just want to finish this point, my lord, about I concede that I shouldn't have said that my client didn't go back to the bakkie with the detective. He did. She gave the evidence to that effect, and he did.
Yeah.
What your evidence didn't say, and it is my instructions as well, is that when my client went back to the bakkie, him and the detective drove off in the bakkie.
But in van die hof gesê het is dat die skuldigste van nommer 1 sou sê toe hy in die speurder terugkeer na die bakkie toe, het hulle weggery in die bakkie.
Nee, my lord.
No, my lord.
So are your instructions that they drove off? That Buddha
Yes.
drove off with
Yes, that's my instructions for him.
Did you see Buddha drive off with the detective?
Het u gesien of Boeta weggery het met die speurder?
Nee, my lord.
No.
Did you see what happened to them when they got to the bakkie?
Het u gesien wat van hulle gebeur het toe hulle by die bakkie aankom?
Hulle het gestaan by die kant van die bakkie en het kapkan maar kan nie ek kon nie hoor wat hulle gepraat het nie.
They stood outside the bakkie talking, but you could not hear what they were talking about. I could not hear what they were talking about.
And could you observe them all the time that they were there until Buddha returned?
Kon u na hulle observeer heeltyd toe hulle daar was tot Boeta teruggekeer het?
Dis korrek, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I'm in possession of a statement. Now, of all the statements that I have in my possession that I want to hand up, this is the only one that I don't have 3 copies of. I only have 1 copy.
Well, if
It will be much easier for your lordship if...
I'm sure the prosecutors have multiple. They will have the original.
Yes, I will refer them to...
Which one is that?
Kolekile, it's A72. Kolekile Donnie Ngoma.
The statement from another witness.
It's one of the statements in the state's docket. I would ask that this be handed up and admitted provisionally, my lord. It is a state, it's in our docket, and it is the name, and it is the detective work that went to state. It's a detective statement that went to Kelly's house, to my client's house.
I'm going to hear from your colleagues, first from the defense, whether they have any objection to handing up the statement, because I don't know what's in that statement. Might be that they have objections for different reasons, because something is said about their client, and then not to the state.
I'm
just going to check. I'm going to check with them.
Thank you.
If there are no objections, then I'll turn to the state. Ms. Nkabai, do you have any objections to that statement being handed in? No objection. Mr. Sidmarai?
Thank you, my lord. I have no objection.
Ms. Swanepoel?
My lord, it is so that the statement is filed in the docket. If the defense wants to at this stage ask that it be provisionally allowed, I accept that he will then call the author of that affidavit.
Well, we can allow it provisionally. And then I'm sure that Mr. Harmse will indicate to the witness that there is this potential witness that will say A, B, C, D, and the day and time it happened. And then the witness can comment on it.
Indeed.
So if you can give me the statement. So we're going to V, Exhibit V. What is it, Mr. Harrison?
Beg your pardon, my lord.
Give us the A number so that
A72.
can find it. A72. Just to facilitate.
It's a 7-page affidavit, my lord. Maybe if we
I'm
if
just
I
going
deal with
to
that
mark it.
tomorrow.
I'm just going to mark it as an exhibit. I doubt that you will deal with the whole of the statement. There might just be one or two things. I'm
Yes.
suspecting that. So this statement is headed again, Saldana Cas 24/3/2024, A72. It says 1 of 7 through to 7 of 7. Of Kolekile Donny Ngoma, Ngoma. I want you to decide, Mr. Harmse, do you want, I don't know how much of this, of the contents of the statement will be relevant to the cross-examination. But one would want to deal with it not piecemeal.
Yes.
So you would rather, if you tell me, I won't get through it in 10 minutes, then I would rather take the adjournment now.
Yeah.
The witness can be given a copy of the statement overnight. And then we start 10 minutes earlier tomorrow morning. In other words, we'll start at 8:15. So we're going to make up the 10 minutes tomorrow.
I have no objection unless we make up the 10 minutes in. Yeah, no, I'm
I don't want to put pressure, Mr. Harms, on the transport of the accused to court. The earlier I bring my court hearings, the more difficult it becomes for everybody else that are role players here. So let's start at 9, but I want my 10 minutes back. At some stage. So we'll take it back, maybe have a shorter luncheon somewhere, but I need my time back. That's slightly on a lighter note to counsel because you've given me a lot of time. I've already taken a lot of your time in the last 2 weeks, but we need to get a move on. So that we don't lose unnecessary time. But I can understand the situation. I've just quickly looked at the statement when I got it in my hand, and I can immediately see where you're going to hone in on. And there's some other detail where my eye fell on that I know it's going to take you longer than 10 minutes. I anticipate that.
It would depend on the witness, my lord, as well.
Yeah. So to be fair to yourself and to be fair to the witness, let's rather not push it. Tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, Mr. Apollos, Mr. Van Rijn, Ms. Smith, 2 of you, Malmesbury, Ms. Smith, Langebaan. We will resume at 9 tomorrow morning. Can counsel, because we have the time now, can you just briefly come and see me before I leave? I just need to discuss with you some logistical issues in the event that we don't finish on Friday next week, so that we can pre-plan. The court will adjourn.